Welcome back. You're watching the market on this auspicious day of Dhanteras. We have the benchmark indices that are trading absolutely flat at this juncture. The broader markets that are doing particularly well, though. The mid-cap index gaining about 0.8%. The small-cap index up nearly 1% or so. But it gives me a great pleasure to introduce our next guest. We've got Ajoy Chawla, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Jewellery of Titan Company. Thank you so much, Ajoy, for joining in. Like I said, it's an auspicious day and wish you and your team and your family a very, very happy Dhanteras. Just want to start by asking, this is a day when I think a lot of people go out and do their shopping for the year sometimes with regard to jewelry specifically. What is the kind of expectation that you've built in with regard to sales on today's day?
So good morning, everybody, and thank you for the lovely wishes. Wishing you and everybody's families a great Dhanteras and a happy Diwali too. Yes, it's an auspicious day. A lot of Indians believe in the auspiciousness of buying gold on Dhanteras, and yeah, we are very bullish. We've seen very good market traction in the last few days as a build-up to Dhanteras. And yes, like every year, we expect this to be a fabulous day and great sales, and not just for us, but I'm sure for the entire jewelry fraternity. Expectations.
Ajoy, the other thing that has changed, I think, in conversations that I've had with a few. Yeah, please go ahead. Expectations are?
Yeah, you asked about expectations. As always, our expectations is to grow and grow handsomely. The rest of it depends on how customers and the higher forces respond.
All right. Ajoy, in conversations that we've had with jewelers over the course of the last several months, there is some word on the changing trends in the way that people are going out and buying. I'm just trying to get a sense of how much the digital channels are coming into play for jewelry. Is it, the kind of numbers, the footfalls, are they comparable to pre-COVID, or are they less? In that, are less people coming out, even though the volumes are not necessarily less?
On the contrary, I would say that we are seeing higher footfalls. Even last year, during the festive season, collectively, overall put together, we saw a growth. But last year's growth was driven more by ticket value because of the price of gold. This year, we are seeing a good growth, and the growth is led by footfalls and actual customers. We are also seeing a lot of let's say, people who had stayed away from jewelry buying in the last, let's say, 1.5 years come back, and we are seeing that in the form of what we call as dormant customers who come back and buy jewelry. So actually, we're seeing footfalls, as a driver of growth. Online also there is a growth, but offline there is as much of a growth, if not more.
Ajoy, hi, morning and festival greetings from all of us here at ET Now once again. What I wanted to understand is what kind of jewelry is seeing demand? Because even in your second quarter commentary, in your second quarter earnings, we've seen the Titan's jewelry segment is almost back to pre-COVID levels, if not already there. But is the consumer this time around post-COVID more price conscious? Is it the more affordable jewelry segment which is seeing traction, or is it the more expensive ones?
So let me first correct you. I think we are not just back to pre-pandemic levels. We are seeing growth over pre-pandemic levels, both in Q2 as well as, after that as well, which is great news. But the second piece that you're asking about what kind of jewelry, I think because gold prices over the last couple of years have gone up significantly, people are looking for, within those budgets, they're looking for not affordable, I would say lighter weight jewelry. Secondly, we are seeing, because people want to wear that jewelry and kind of want to express themselves, they're looking at more wearable jewelry as opposed to locker, jewelry that you'll keep in the locker. The third piece that we are seeing is because people are now looking for above the waist, thanks to virtual interactions with so many people. They are looking at a jewelry that is more visible and expressive above the waist. So these are some of the trends that we are seeing. Of course, there's another piece that adornment is not restricted only to gold. I think we are also seeing a strong comeback and in fact a growth even in diamond studded jewelry. So across price bands, we are seeing a very good response, whether it is gold or diamond jewelry.
Sure. I can relate to that. But just wanted to understand, are consumers also a little bit more conscious about, branded jewelry, for instance, and hallmark jewelry for that matter? And thereby, do you already see a trend of shift from the unorganized jewelers to the organized spaces such as yours?
So it's difficult to comment on that because hallmarking, while it has been introduced, there are some relaxations which has been given by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs till the end of November, till post Diwali in terms of processes. I think the entire jewelry industry is seeing a very good growth. Maybe some of us are growing faster than the others. So in that sense, you can say there's a market share gain. But it will be difficult to comment at this stage because the entire industry is seeing very good growth. And we are, of course, seeing higher growth. So perhaps there is some amount of market share gain because we are also seeing the growth is higher in the gold jewelry segment compared to, let's say, the studded. And most of the market is in gold jewelry, whereas we are leaders in the studded in any case. And yes, we are seeing growth in new customers, significant growth. So perhaps we can conclude that there is some degree of shift in terms of sentiment towards bigger branded players. But it's too early to conclude whether it's due to hallmarking or it is, maybe due to just safety considerations, maybe trust, because during these times, trustworthiness is at a premium and safety is at a premium. Difficult to conclude on the reasons for that.
Good morning, this is Dhanteras. If I were to look at the Titan share price, it has almost doubled from last Dhanteras. I think last Dhanteras, Titan was trading at about what? 1,300 rupees a share, trading over 2,400 rupees a share. So a glittering performance in the year that's gone by. The question that I think a lot of those tuning in will want to know, the kind of growth that you have seen, and we've seen that in the earnings report card announced recently. How sustainable is it? There were glimpses and hints in the commentary also coming in how Titan will be betting on the smaller towns, the aspirations that we're seeing in the smaller towns.
Yeah, I think growth has been very, very good. Q2 growths were, in the retail growths were around the 70% over last year and 60% plus over the year before. Having said that, I must warn that some of this growth is due to pent-up demand. Some of it is due to share of wallet gains. And but despite that, I would say the outlook for growth in the jewelry industry seems to be very positive on multiple counts, partly because of weddings. I think the second half of the year, we expect a lot of deferred demand to come in through weddings, pretty much like last year. Gold prices have been reasonable. They have corrected slightly in Q2, and they are in a comfortable psychological mark of around 4,500 rupees a gram. So I think people are also quite fine, and they've been relatively stable. The third piece I would say is, you're right, smaller towns are witnessing tier 2, tier 3, and even tier 4 towns are seeing higher growth, but the base is much smaller. So the growth rates are higher in smaller towns compared to the top 12 towns. Don't know why. It could be due to rural demand being better. It could be due to maybe people have gone into their hometowns, etc. Difficult to conclude on that. We are betting big on growth across town classes. We are prepared for that growth. I think in the last few months, the industry has seen very high demand surge, and anybody who's not prepared for that growth will have missed it. So we are actually betting big on the fact that this growth should continue. Maybe not at those levels, because some amount of pent-up demand and some amount of, let's say, share of wallet gains may not last forever. But we are betting big on growth so that we don't miss out the opportunity should the demand surge continue. It's very difficult to predict exactly how the next few months will go, but we have to be prepared for the best as well as the worst.
Okay, and like I said, a glittering performance from Titan in the year gone by. Last Dhanteras, the share price at around 1,300 rupees, now popping all the way to over 2,400 rupees. We can't let you go without asking you on the occasion of Dhanteras. And you guys at Titan say live every second one at a time. What plans as far as Dhanteras go, this festive season goes? I know Aisha was trying to get it out of you also that did you hold back on price hikes for the sake of the festive season, but what kind of special offerings?
Well, I think we have a lot of exciting stuff going on. We have launched the Utsaah collection and the Utsaah campaign, which has brought out a lot of Utsaah and enthusiasm amongst the entire team. Our products are doing very well. We launched a lot of lightweights and wearable jewelry with layering, etc. So that has worked well. We also have offers. There's an up to 20% off on making charges on gold jewelry, as well as up to 20% off on studded jewelry. We have, today's day is special. So the teams are all geared up. There are gifts inside the store. There are special deliveries to be made on Dhanteras occasion. There's a lot of excitement in the air. We have not held back on any front. We've gone ahead and actually told our teams to target a good double-digit growth this Dhanteras. And the festive season, has been seeing very good double-digit growth. So we believe that this should continue, and our energies are towards making this happen. But a lot depends on how things turn out on that particular day. It's like a T20 match. You've got to make the most of today. And let's hope, we are all on the positive side.
All right. Thanks so much, Ajoy, for joining in, and certainly wish you all the best. Of course, season's greetings once again to everybody at Titan from here, all of us here at ET Now. All right. We're slipping into a short break on that note, but we'll be back on the other side with a check on the technicals. So do stay tuned.